Oh,
Nope. It chimed just as I switched back, so that must mean that that chime was for us.
Right.
Dong, dong.
did we get our wings?
I don't
I think
know.
so.
So, yes, we are back after the break, and Vond
You
was
gotta-
going to go talk to Preceptor Dunville. Preceptor Dunville is in the Sanctorium.
Well, before I do that,
Oh.
I'm gonna hit up Velaris and see what information she happens to have about the preceptor or his enemies.
His dealings. That's cool. As soon as I figure out who that person is, I'm assuming it's one of your contacts.
She is a spy I am in good with.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hot.
Cool.
I assume she, just because of the name, but
Well, I mean, you just assume that all spies are hot, right?
well, I said she. I didn't say hot, but
Oh.
yes,
Well,
that's also
all right, Chris.
It's like a job requirement.
it's also an assumption.
I mean, kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, indeed.
So, where do you usually meet her? How do you get in contact with her?
Let's say map here. So many things up.
You've got so many things.
Six Towers is kind of like a rundown district, right?
Yeah, it used to be the fancy place in town,
Okay.
and now it's not. It's got a lot of big houses, but a lot of abandoned stuff too.
I'll say we probably usually communicate through drops, but that there's a couple spots in Six Towers that are pretty. Don't see any foot traffic that we can meet up in.
Okay. And then my other question would be, who does she sell her information to normally? Like, who is she a spy for?
That's not something I had really thought about.
It could be for one of the nobles. That would make some sense. It could be for some of the bigger organizations in town. I'm thinking.
Please, y'all's got some here.
Let's go ahead and say that she's a spy for the nobles. For one of the nobles in Whiteground.
Okay.
Maybe I met her when I was first heading into Whitecrown and making my associations with the Maestro.
Okay. I am gonna say that she is being played by Juliette Binoche.
I don't know who that is, so
Well, I don't know that I can tell you. She's a French actress. She's been in tons of things. I can't think of anything off the top of my head though. that she's been in.
Binoche.
I'm really. I can't think of anything she's been in. I don't know why I named her.
How you thought of her?
or why I
Or
thought
why
of her.
she's on your mind?
Why she was on my mind. I was probably thinking of brioche, because of the bread thing. And then it just
Julia Brioche.
Oh.
So she will meet you in a nice restaurant that you cannot afford.
Awesome.
She basically has a table there,
Okay.
so she sort of holds court in this restaurant.
I pretend I can afford it.
So, you could like order some coffee and then, leave quickly after. without it looking
I'll
too
just have these
awkward.
breadsticks.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna have these free breadsticks.
I'm already full up on bread.
Yep. I have an all bread diet.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she sort of is there a lot.
Okay.
And so they're sort of used to people just coming in, sitting down, and then leaving. So you don't necessarily have to order.
So her standing reservation makes that okay.
Right. Right. But that's where
Gotcha.
she is. She's, wearing like some fancy red leather dress / it's also made of leather, so it's not I don't know, coat thing.
I assume it's in fashion.
Of course it's in fashion. She is at the height of fashion.
It's a leather tailcoat.
It's probably got some poofy ruffles. My knowledge of women's clothing at this point is poofy ruffles. I don't know.
I mean, corsets.
But she greets you. Ah, Fond.
Alaris, it's good to see you again.
Can't say that it's good to see you, but
That's
it
fair.
depends on what you've brought me.
I was looking to learn more about what soirees and banquets and business the Lord preceptor, is that his title, or are they lords?
He is a preceptor is actually his title, his church title,
Okay.
I think.
The good preceptor Dunville has been up to.
Well, the church is not necessarily my forte.
I know it's not typically, but I imagine Lord Penderhaven is more up your alley.
Him I've heard a few things about, of course. He's quite the busy little noble.
So I've come to understand.
I hope you're not involved in his business.
Oh, not directly.
It'd be a shame to lose such an ally.
I'm sure you would weep tears.
No need to be cynical about it. But you're probably right, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't expect you to.
All right, so Shane,
Yes.
on the character sheet, down at the very bottom,
Character sheet.
below your XP, there's that gather information section.
Yes.
So basically, the best way to do this is ask one of those questions, and then we'll make a roll.
Where are they vulnerable?
So yeah, you were asking about Dunville, I'm assuming, even though you're not asking him, but you're asking her. So yeah, that all makes sense.
I guess how can I get them to is very appropriate as well. Like, how can I get them to become a contact, be a long-term ally?
Absolutely.
That's a little more direct. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, so she actually knows enough about him and people like that where she could actually answer that question.
Okay.
So this sounds to me like you're consorting with her
Yes.
to find out. So if you want to make a consort roll.
Do I get a bonus die because of who I'm talking to?
Yes, this is downtime, so you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consort. This is controlled. Is it still controlled?
Yeah, it's still all the standard stuff.
Okay. Controlled, standard.
Okay. That's
Nice. All right.
That's pretty good. So Preceptor Dunville is not well liked amongst people.
Just people in general.
Well, I was about to
People in
say, like
general hate
within the church, that like they're okay with him, but it's outside people he doesn't deal well with.
Okay.
Probably one of the reasons is because he is on one of these pieces of paper that I have written down.
Oh, it's the bad paper.
He believes some weird things that have influenced him quite a
Okay.
bit. He believes that demons are pure because they are not made of flesh or spirit.
Okay.
So they are the only pure form out there. So and he's obsessive about it. So he comes off creepy to people.
So it's obsessive, like he won't stop talking about it.
Not necessarily he won't stop talking about it. It's more like he's just always thinking about it. And so
Yeah.
he doesn't pay attention, or when some sort of, thing about methodology comes up or something, then he'll immediately leap to that. And most people
Yeah.
don't want to hear that when they're just attending church on Sunday.
Right. Right.
Um,
The demons are the purest form.
right.
Sure.
So that would probably be the best way to get him as a contact, would be to flout your demon lore.
Be to pretend. Oh yeah, they're totally. Okay.
We're summoning one next Tuesday.
Invite him to your next demon summoning. That'll go over well.
All right. Now we have to figure out how to summon a demon. Okay. So this belief makes him unpopular.
Yeah.
Do we know why Lord Pandaren wanted him dead?
You don't.
Okay. Okay, do I just get the one question?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Okay.
the questions are fairly broad. So this
Okay.
is, over the course of an entire conversation. She will tell you as much as she knows about Dunville.
Okay.
To sort of try to give
Sure.
you a good idea of how you could approach him.
Okay. Do we even have anyone who knows supernatural stuff? I don't know that we do.
I don't know.
Because we don't have a leech. Oh, is it leeches who do that? No, it's the. What are they called?
I'm forgetting the name too of the other playbook.
Yeah, we don't have one of those.
They whisper.
It's like
They
whisper. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your contacts too, and they don't. For the shadows, they're not necessarily.
So we really don't have a lot we can do with that.
I mean, you can always bullshit him, but will he believe it? I don't know.
Right. If he actually knows anything,
Right.
that might be hard.
Right.
With my tune of 0.
Right. So you want to think about that while we go to Timothy for his downtime action?
Yeah.
All
We
right.
think about that.
All right.
We might be better off trying to kill him ourselves and making a deal with Penderin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least one noble that wants him dead, so
Yeah,
there
yeah.
might be more. Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah, Timothy, you've got one more downtime action.
How do we go about expanding our lair?
So that's more of a score type of thing. In order to take on additional turf things. But there are a couple options. You could acquire an asset, which could help. So, for instance, you could acquire a cohort, like a gang of people. The acquire asset action only allows you to get it temporarily, but you could, hire the gang now, and then when you guys level up, the gang will, not the gang, the crew will get, experience, and then they can buy the cohort then. Yeah, there's not a great way to improve the crew in downtime, really.
Okay.
It's mostly experience points and then the actual scores.
How does claim work?
Claim?
Yeah. Talked about claim in a couple of different spots.
Oh, are you talking about on the where is claim?
It doesn't actually list it. It just talks about it when you're taking turf.
No, all those boxes are called claim. That whole little square grid thing. That's claim.
That's claim.
I think. Yeah. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Do, do, do.
Let's see.
Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Yeah, yeah. Claim is just your how much actual territory you claim.
Okay.
Currently, you claim a lair, pretty much.
Right.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, if you can't think of one that you necessarily want to do now, you can hold on to it until you think of something. But of course, you don't get to keep your downtime actions once we go to the next score. But
Just trade.
you can always flash back to a downtime action during a score, or train. That's sort of the default. If you don't know what to do, train, get some XP.
Right.
I'd like to gather information about Lord Penderin.
Okay.
Maybe make him a long-term project.
Well, it depends on how you want to go about it. Gather information actually isn't a downtime action. It's just anything you can do anytime. So, but if you wanted to like get him on your side or, find out his weak points, that might be more of a long-term project. Just sort of depends on what you're after.
I think I want to get him on our side. He's apparently got a lot of money, and we need some. So
Okay.
he could be a sponsor.
So this...
And we have no idea who fouled up his assassination attempt.
Right.
But we'll be happy to take care of it.
Exactly. For a modest fee, we'll be glad to look into it.
Okay. So yeah, that does sound like a long-term project.
Okay.
So you just add that clock on your character sheet.
Do. And how many segments does that clock have?
That'll be 8.
8.
This adventure is all about making friends.
Mm-hmm.
We're such great friends.
So the first thing to do would be to figure out how exactly you're going to approach that. He's not going to talk to the likes of you. So...
Rude.
Yeah,
that's terribly rude.
It is pretty rude, but he is a noble. He is a noble, and you are no one. I mean, just.
I am
no
going
one.
to begin gathering information on him, so that I will be able to reach out and make contact in the future.
Okay. So, what sort of people are you going to be talking to?
I'm good at gathering information.
His household staff, the people his household staff deals with.
All right. Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it, to approach his staff, because some of them could be disgruntled. Who knows?
Could be.
Could be.
I've got some coin I can flash.
Yeah, so if you want to do, well, it could either be sway or consort, just sort of depending on how you approach it.
I've got a better chance with sway.
Fair enough.
Um. Hmm. Would this be a risky action?
Nope.
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 Controlled.
It's just standard, controlled standard.
Okay. Okay.
How many ticks does that give you? Is it a number? It is totally a number. You got 2 ticks on that clock.
2 ticks.
And if you want, you can spend a coin to improve that. If you want. Or you could spend coin to take another downtime action, do it again. It's up to you.
Hmm. I will spend a coin and do it again.
All right. So you're just going around talking to his household staff.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a coin for your troubles.
Basically, I'm using the coin to get into their good graces.
Yeah.
Bring him a supply of bread.
Exactly.
Bring some leftover bread. Feed the ducks.
4 and a 1.
Okay, that's going to be the same. It's 2 ticks.
Okay.
So you've got a total of 4 on that clock. And they can, of course, tell you, initial information about Lord Penderin. He is very important in the city. Oh my God, so important.
So important.
All the best nobles come and talk to him. He has a lot. He is actually not home that often because he is busy schmoozing with people. He's got a lot of irons in the fire. And I want to say that he is also connected to the Leviathan Hunter somehow, but I can't find it in the book right now. So
I'll try to get like a feel for his social calendar for the month. Find out where he's going to be and when.
Okay. He's got a lot of appointments. And it's without talking to his personal secretary, like the staff don't necessarily know. They just know that they need to have the carriage ready, at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of stuff. That it's just basically rumors that they hear in the household. So they don't necessarily know the specifics, but they've got a decent idea. And it's basically that. I mean, it's a whole bunch of different nobles he talks to. He's going to the Eruvian consulate, talking to them. He's got judges and lawyers and people like that he is going to talk to.
Very, very important people.
Very important people. Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I would say would be that his appointments aren't just during the day. They're also at night. Sometimes at weird times at night.
Is one of those people that I'm talking to like a carriage driver that can tell me where he takes him at night?
Again, it sort of depends. Like he's got more than one appointment at weird times at night.
Yeah.
But there is like a couple different nobles' houses that he tends to go to at those times. And it's like too late for a party, but too early for sex, I guess. I don't.
Is it ever too early?
Well, I mean, Yeah, it can be. Yeah. So that's the gist of what you're finding out. Back to you, Vaughn.
All right, I'm gonna chat with everybody again.
Okay.
Just say so. Before I went to talk to the preceptor, I did some digging, and I discovered that he is not a popular gentleman in most sectors. He is of the belief that demons are the purest thing around, because they have neither form, they are neither flesh nor spirit. And he is obsessive on this belief. So, normally I'd say we could just, that'd be a good in, because we know what he's very interested in. But we also don't have anyone who rolls that way. So it's also a possibility that we could angle to, if he is as unpopular as I'm led to believe, I'm sure someone would pay quite a bit to have the job actually completed.
Well, at least, what was it, 12 coins?
Right.
I think it was 10, but yeah.
It was 10. It was 10
It
coins.
was
Yeah.
10. Mm-hmm.
A hefty sum.
So that's an option we could explore as well.
Yeah. Definitely should look into that.
In which case, I can Holtz did a lot of the legwork for me as far as like figuring out what his routine is.
Mm-hmm. Why? Our original mission was from LaCrosse. Was that his name?
LaRose.
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 How is LaRose connected to the preceptor? That it would come down that we. How did he get the job to find out who's trying to assassinate him?
Well, presumably someone at the prison, I'm guessing, noticed that a whole lot of strings were getting pulled to release him, but I don't know. We could always ask LaRose. I thought he's probably not inclined to just tell us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guessing, they're probably tipped off by someone in the prison that a lot of things are being bypassed.
LaRose is currently under investigation by Internal Affairs, so he's kind of in a rough spot right now.
Yeah, we threw a couple coin his way to help him smooth things over.
Okay.
How'd your looking into Lord Penderin go?
Well, he goes out at night a lot. He is connected to, what was it? I got to start taking better notes.
You don't have to. I don't.
The Aruthian Embassy?
Aruvian.
Aruvian.
Okay.
So I would like to find out what his business dealings are with them.
Sure.
You might already know, because I know. Well, okay. You could connect the dots here, probably. Because Edlin found out. Yeah. No, right. No, your character's way smarter than you are. Ah.
Exactly.
It's almost embarrassing. The Edlin found out in the first adventure that Elstera of Rothi picked up.
Yeah, she was the one who actually.
Colburn. I can't remember. I can't remember the dead guy's name, but I guess that makes sense. He's dead. Yeah, she actually picked him up, and she is part of the Aruvian consulate.
Okay.
So you could connect dots that way.
We know he owes her a favor now for doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't find out anything major about Penderin. I've just been making contact with his servants and that kind of stuff, being on the lookout for information that we can buy, and pretty much just looking for an in into his social circle.
Okay. So you're trying to lay some groundwork with him?
Yeah.
The best way to get into his social circle would be to be noble.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about being in his social circle. I'm talking about arranging some sort of work contract.
Yeah.
So how do we want to proceed with the preceptor? Do we want to talk to him? Or should we do some more information gathering and just
I say we do more gathering. Find out
explore
what's,
this possibility of a contract on him?
until we can determine which one will be more valuable.
What's the church's influence like?
I want to say they're tier 3 or 4. They're kind of a big deal.
Well, everyone's a big deal, like to us right now. So
Well, that's true. What are they? Where's the chart? There it is. Oh, it's on the faction sheet too. Yeah, they're tier 4.
tier 4.
Yeah,
Okay, so they're kind of a big deal.
they're kind of a big deal.
Does anyone even have a contact that would be applicable?
Applicable to what?
To the weird shit he likes.
I don't know. Would he like my buddy, the corpse thief? He likes the flesh.
I've got a bartender buddy.
Well, everyone likes bartenders. I mean,
Exactly.
that's their job.
True. No real ghost knowledge.
No, not really.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much on the up and up.
Besides maybe
as far as the occult goes.
Yeah.
besides maybe Sister Thorn, but she's not really a contact.
Okay. Well, we can also leverage that, like use this with other people in the church who might, be a little more, have a little more easy to use interest. It doesn't have to be him necessarily. Like, I'm sure the church would be interested to find out someone was planning to assassinate one of their members. How high a rank is preceptor?
It's pretty high. It's not. I mean, I guess it'd be the equivalent of like cardinal.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they'd be interested to see find out someone's trying to assassinate one of the cardinals. So we can still use this. I just don't know if the preceptor is the easiest way to go or not, because we don't, like I said, we don't really have assets where he has interests.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's say we should just investigate.
Shane, this could actually be a social score too.
Okay.
Just kind of depending on what exactly you're after. But
Again, I'd still like a long-term relationship with the church. They're a tier 4 guild. Like,
they're kind of
It just-
important. Yeah.
it just might not be through the preceptor directly.
Mhm.
So I still want the same thing. I still want the long-term project. I just don't know if going through the preceptor directly is the best idea.
Okay, so the long-term project, you want to change that to
Switch it over here.
what?
Can I do Church of Ecstasy contact?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll start working on that.
Okay.
I'll spend a coin if the gathering information before was in action.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Gathering information is just a regular roll. So, all right, how are you gonna go about doing that?
Okay. Well, I'm going to do what hounds do best. And I'm going to start seeing, like, following him and the church members and just, like, seeing who associates with who, like, who seems to, like, be in relationships with other people, and then, find someone important who I think, like, would have interest that we can exploit or, leverage in order to be like, hey, we should be friends.
Okay. Then Hunt. Sounds like.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll make a roll, I guess.
See if this applies. All right, I don't know if this would apply, but I do have Scout, so when I gather info to locate a target, I get +1 effect.
To locate a target. Don't think that makes sense for a long-term project necessarily,
Okay.
because you're following a bunch of different people.
Right.
Once you get it narrowed down, maybe a little bit more, that would definitely apply, I think. But
Okay. Sounds good. Controlled. Standard. Oh. I was going to ask if I could find if Valeris could help out with that, but I probably am already in the tank for that, so.
I
I'll spend a coin to try again.
was gonna say you do get one segment with that roll.
Okay.
You can spend a coin to improve it, or spend a coin and make another action.
I'll spend a coin and make another action.
All right.
And
yet, I mean,
devil's bargain.
She can help you if you want. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, just I'm sure that some nobles associate with the church. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. They all pay lip service.
I know they're all in Brightstone and
right.
so,
They all show up at Easter and Christmas. I mean,
the times when they're supposed to.
Right.
Yep. The lip service times.
Right.
Check.
They all give bounteous gifts to the church to. Oh, there's a roll. That's a crit.
Wow.
That is a crit.
That's a crit and everything. So on a crit,
Boosh.
you get 5 ticks.
So I'm at 6 ticks.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, let's pop this baby up. 6 ticks and 1 coin gone. Okay. All right, so that worked much better.
Yeah, let's see.
So I'd say I probably narrowed somebody down during that time period.
Yeah, I mean, you are
away.
definitely narrowing it down. That's what I'm trying to decide. Who would that be? Hmm. Oh, there they are.
Is this one of those games where your friendly contact will ask you for help too?
I believe that's one of the entanglements.
Okay.
So yeah, they totally will. All right. You can find a gentleman.
Is that the proper term?
Well, as I look at these random charts, no, it is not. So you can find there's talk about
Okay.
Elder Cardera.
Elder.
Kardera, and he is
Sorry,
played
repeat that.
Kardera,
Okay.
and he is being played by Brian Cox. Who is in every movie ever made. So
Yeah.
He is one of the elders of the church, which basically means he leads one of the churches. He's got one of the cathedrals in Night Market.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're investigating this, it sort of, comes to light that he was, the third or fourth son of his noble family. And so
Okay.
he was, forced into the church.
That was his only.
Basically,
really.
that was his only option, was to be in the church. And he's not necessarily religious at
Okay.
all. He's been known to, associate with prostitutes and do drugs and that sort of thing. Maybe get a little too drunk and start yelling at people in bars.
Okay.
None of that, is necessarily against the church, because again, they are into the flesh and whatnot. It's just, he just doesn't do it with a properly reverential attitude.
A little too pragmatic about it.
Yeah, just a little too careless, really, is what
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
So that's, sort of the lead that you get. He should be fairly easy to turn to your side, just because, you can probably get leverage on him.
Right.
But that, of course, will happen once you finish that clock off. But
Yeah, if I follow him for long enough, I'm sure he'll show me something.
yeah, exactly. So,
Okay.
Right. I think that's everybody's downtime actions, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody's taking their free
I
ones.
spent a coin.
Everybody's taking their free ones. I think a couple other extra. Actually, I think everybody's taking an extra one, haven't you?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. So have you decided what your next score is going to be? Because if you
So-
haven't, I will just throw one at you. But
I do think we should try to take some territory.
I think we should go for the informants.
I am fine with that direction.
okay, informants. All right. So all of those little claims are owned
Okay.
by someone else already.
Right.
So basically, you are not going to make friends going after any of these things.
Well, luckily we're a gang and
Luckily, our heat is one.
Right. And you don't want friends. You're a crew. You don't need friends.
Right.
Friends for
We
suckers.
recruit friends.
That's right.
we have no friends with any neighbors. If they're neighbors, they're just a
We can-
potential turf.
And we've got to get these corpses out of the bakery.
We got to get down to that hagfish farm.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta get that hagfish farm. Okay, so I think take a break, and I
Okay.
will frantically try to come up with something about these informants.
Okay.
Did you want to just do one yourself?
What do you mean? No, that's fine. It's totally fine. When I said frantically, I was exaggerating, because I will just make something up, and you will never know, except that I just told you that I'm making
Except
it
that
up.
you told me.
So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Cool.